audience.
Being humble in front of the world leaders. There may be some world leaders, I don't know, who didn't know what Ferguson, Missouri was. Maybe not, but...
Well, it surely wasn't taken out of context, and he intended a moral equivalence. I'll read you what he said. In a summer marked by instability in the Middle East and in Eastern Europe, I know the world also took notice of Ferguson. That is, you know, as George said, we have people who slit throats on television, take their heads off in some places. We have countries that invade their neighbors. More people, incidentally, have been killed in eastern Ukraine than died in the Gaza war. No one knows that. A lot of death. But on the other hand, we have a shooting in Missouri, still unresolved. Nobody's been charged yet. And thus, everybody ought to know. This is a continuation of the apology tour, or the confession tour, which took place. At least the one thing you can say about the improvement in Obama's treatment of his own country is that 6 years ago he went around the world talking about our sins, and here at least he stayed home and did it from the podium of the United Nations. The other thing that was unremarked about this speech was this is the weakest statement ever issued on Iran and nukes. We no longer hear Iran cannot possess nukes. We're not going to allow this, will not happen. He says we're in negotiations. Iran has an opportunity to rejoin the community of nations. This can only happen if Iran takes this historic opportunity. In other words, Iran will decide if it wants to go nuclear. No threats. Forget about saying everything's on the table. He doesn't even talk about sanctions, which are collapsing. This week, a Chinese ship docked in an Iranian port so they could have joint naval exercises, and they are still talking about how Iran is so isolated. This is a surrender on Iran as our negotiations are reaching a deadline within a month.
Mark,